Здравствуйте. Меня зовут Maureen Minielli. The title of my presentation is The Changing Landscape of American Higher Education. Here in the States, we are witnessing changes to our universities. Those changes are due in part to changing demographics and economics. But they are also the result of the recent election of our new president, Donald Trump. My paper is divided into what I see are three different trends: favorable or advantageous trends, unfavorable or negative trends, and to be determined trends, where there is not enough information at this time to determine if they will be favorable or unfavorable. The two favorable trends that I see thus far include free tuition for college students and proposed changes in the rules for human subject research. The first one involves what I would call the free tuition movement, or providing a free education to American college students. This movement is due to two current issues: the high cost of an American college education and the inability of graduating students to find employment that allows them to pay off their student loans in a timely manner. Currently, 41 of 50 American states offer or will offer some type of free college tuition. Each state has their own individual plan based on their respective needs. For example, the state of Arkansas will offer financial assistance to those studying in the STEM fields. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Because they are located in the southern part of the U.S., their need for skilled workers in science and engineering are greater than in other states. My state, New York, does not have these restrictions, as their plan was announced this past January. While most of the restrictions have yet to be disclosed, the New York plan will offer free tuition to families who earn less than $125,000 USD. To qualify for the free tuition, their college-age child will have to attend school full-time and will have to graduate within the standard time frame of 4 years. The second favorable trend is a relaxation of rules regarding human subject research. Here in the States, universities have an Institutional Review Board, or IRB for short. This board ensures that any type of research, experiment, or testing on humans does not adversely affect them. All participants are told ahead of time about the risks involved and must consent in writing prior to their participation. Next January, American scholars who engage in low-stakes research, like conducting surveys or interviews, or analyzing secondary data, will no longer have to receive approval from their IRB. This means that some types of research will be able to occur quickly and lead to faster rates of publication. Unfortunately, I see more unfavorable trends. These negative trends are mainly due to two overriding factors: a small number of U.S.-born college-age students and recent proposed changes to higher education by Trump. I will briefly discuss 4 of these unfavorable trends: Trump's proposed federal budget cuts, his recent ban on Muslims entering the U.S., a shrinking American student population, and a restructuring of educational institutions. Trump has recently proposed the elimination of or financial reduction of several national programs that are used by American universities for a variety of activities. Trump has proposed to eliminate the National Endowment for the Arts, NEA, and the National Endowment for the Humanities, also known as NEH. In addition, he has proposed to severely reduce funding for the National Institutes of Health, NIH, and the National Science Foundation, or NSF. These programs allow American universities to fund a wide variety of studies and pilot programs of new techniques and ideas regarding learning in higher education. In addition, the programs provide substantial grant money toward the study of the science and health fields, and allow university researchers to conduct experiments on a variety of topics. As in Russia, these researchers study diseases, identify potential cures, and test newly created methods prior to the federal government allowing them to be used on the general American populace. Many American professors use these programs to collaborate on scholarship with international colleagues. If these changes go through, American higher education will be detrimentally affected, resulting in fewer activities and studies for U.S. students, faculty, and staff, as well as our global counterparts. A second negative trend is the ban on Muslims from selected countries. Here in the U.S., the ban has sharply divided Americans politically. I do not want to comment on the politics. I desire to address the academic side instead. As I stated last year, it is my strong belief that we as educators must continue to do our work with our students and colleagues, and to share our knowledge with others, regardless of the politics that are occurring around us. I hope some of you will agree with this perspective. Academically, there are three consequences we are currently enduring: decreased global participation in American academic conferences, fewer international students desiring to come to the U.S. to receive an education, and a reduction of students desiring to come here to study for a semester or a year. Sadly, these consequences are going to affect us economically, but more importantly, we are going to suffer academically because we are being deprived of global intellectualism and scholarship due to the national politics that we cannot control. The third negative trend is a shrinking student population. This is primarily due to a declining college-age population, but it is also due to Trump's disfavor toward undocumented students who do not have official U.S. citizenship. Under the previous administration, efforts were being made to provide funding for these students to obtain a college education. But the fear of deportation by our new president has resulted in fewer undocumented individuals pursuing a college education. The consequences of both are fewer new employees working at universities, current employees losing their jobs, and a restructuring of educational institutions. As in your country and the merging of your institute with Tyumen State University, we too are undergoing restructuring. Fewer students and less funding from the federal and state levels means less money available to pay for professors, new buildings, research, and so on. The state of Georgia has undergone several mergers that are similar to the mergers that occurred in your country. Another state, Pennsylvania, has proposed to close some universities and merge their curriculums with other institutions. In addition, the rising costs of an education, as well as inflation, has created some disastrous events. For example, we are seeing smaller private colleges close. My husband's alma mater, St. Joseph's College, a Catholic institution in the state of Indiana, is closing next month. The college was started 128 years ago in 1889. Sadly, they are the latest victim of closure due to its expensive tuition, its declining enrollment, and its remote location in the middle of America. Even more sadly, those in higher education across our nation expect additional closures in the next few years. Also, we are seeing current universities declare financial exigency. This means institutions can legally fire tenured professors and other staff members, as well as eliminate majors or programs of study to ensure the school can remain open. We fully expect to see more American universities to participate in this activity, which rarely occurs, due to shifting demographics and economics. I have noted two to-be-determined or TBD trends, as I think they will become trends in the future. I just do not know when. The first one is a significant change to our two-year colleges, and the other is a possible refocus of campus infrastructure. Like you, we have traditional four-year colleges that lead toward a bachelor's degree. But we also have two-year colleges that serve multiple purposes. The traditional track is to allow students to do their first 2 years of study at the two-year college and at a cheaper tuition rate. The faculty at these schools often focus on teaching students than conducting research, although they are required to do some research and publish. I currently teach at one of these schools. The two-year college also has another purpose: to offer specific job training that directly leads to employment after 1 or 2 years. These programs are to train assistants and technicians in the business and health fields, provide support to business leaders, physicians, pharmacists, and the like, and often do not require a four-year degree. Trump has recently hired a conservative woman by the name of Betsy DeVos as our national educational leader. Unfortunately, she was chosen for her political views and not for her educational experience. She has very little national leadership experience and does not have substantial experience overseeing and guiding American universities. Many professors, including myself, are concerned that her inexperience will lead to bad decisions that will detrimentally affect higher education on this side of the globe. We also fear we may lose our international stature as a leading nation for higher education. A second TBD trend is a change to campus infrastructure. Last year, Laura Nunn of South Texas College gave a presentation at this conference about interpersonal communication and online learning. In her presentation, she said several students used the campus library to do their online courses because they did not have a computer at home. Recently, Arizona State University announced a refocus on their campus library. They are going to spend millions of dollars renovating it. Part of their change will be an increase in the number of computers available for students, as they expect more to take classes online. Arizona State's online program is the fourth largest in America and is growing in popularity globally. I think we may see more universities pursuing a refocus on the campus library as more begin to offer or expand current online class offerings. In conclusion, I think here in the U.S. we are witnessing significant changes in higher education due to changing demographics and economics, and these changes will continue for the next few years. The impacts will vary by university and state, but right now the trends suggest that U.S. higher education is going to endure some troubled times that will have long-lasting and most likely permanent effects. While I try to remain optimistic, it is hard to do so, as I think our new president will devote his attention toward politics instead of the education of our citizens. Спасибо большое.